Well, maybe we're in a simulation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Sometimes feels like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it is going to, from what I've heard of Oculus Rift and some of the other sort of immersive technologies, that it's quite transformative. You really feel like you're there. And then when you come out of it, it feels like reality isn't real. So I think we'll see probably less physical movement in the future as a result of the virtual reality stuff. Yeah.
And when we come out of what we're here now into this virtual reality, we'll think it's real. I mean, it's like we're...
Well, I mean, there's some interesting things here on the virtual reality front. I mean, just on the whole notion of a simulation, which is that if you extrapolate into the future and say, well, how good, let's say, will video games be in 100 or 200 or 1,000 years from now? If there's continued improvement, and you're in a full-body haptic suit with a sort of surround vision, and it becomes, beyond a certain resolution, indistinguishable from reality. And there are likely to be millions, maybe billions of such simulations. So then, what are the odds that we're actually in base reality? Isn't it 1 in billions?
Is it? I mean, I can give the counter argument, but I'd rather you give the counter argument.
Obviously, this feels real, but it seems unlikely to be real.
From NBC News, Decision Night in America. Here's Lester Holt.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Decision Night in America here at NBC's Democracy Plaza. It is 7 p.m. in the East. Polls have just closed in 6 states. And we have our first projections up in the iconic face of 30 Rockefeller Plaza. NBC News projects that Donald Trump will win the state of Indiana. When the votes are counted, we project that Donald Trump will win in Kentucky as well.
We're going to move on now to the chaos, confusion, and anger growing in the wake of President Trump's immigration ban. Protests all across the country, reaction from around the world after the president signed his executive order late Friday. ABC's Cecilia Vega has all the latest from the White House. Good morning, Cecilia.
And George, good morning to you. That chaos and confusion is still going at this hour. The president is making good on a campaign promise with this one. He says this is not a Muslim ban, but so many of those protesters all around the country see it very differently.
President Trump's first 100 days, a milestone met by praise and protest across the nation. The president in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania tonight for a rally with supporters. Mr. Trump focusing on what he calls his list of accomplishments, pushing back at critics who point to a shortage of legislative wins, while tens of thousands of protesters once again take to the streets against this president and his policies.